Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So, before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it popping. All right. So, Izzy should be popping in pretty soon. Hopefully, he ain't fall asleep. But he had an article that I thought was interesting and that we thought would be a good idea to share with you guys. So I'm going to wait for him to get up in here, you know what I'm saying, before we go into that. But there's always some other stuff that we can talk about. So we got some folks up in here early. We got DIY Queen in the house. What's good with you, DIY Queen? We got Faith and Lighten, Carla Lockhart. My man DJ Elmo is in the building. What's good with y'all? Appreciate y'all getting here. You know what I'm saying? So you guys already know at 2 o'clock, me and my man TD Hip Hop Media, we have a video scheduled. So we hope to see you guys over there. Yo, what's going on, Tark? Yeah, you catching it from the beginning. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey. Hey. Hell yeah. That's what's good. So as I wait for Izzy, I hope he didn't fall asleep. I had to run and do some stupid shit for my job real quick right before we decided to go live. And this was some spare the moment type shit. It's good to see everybody in here early. You know what I'm saying? If there's any moderators in here that's available, if y'all could put the link in for the preview window for me and TD Hip Hop Media stream, that'd be cool. So everybody can go over there and bang on that bell. So y'all could be over there and be alerted when that goes live. So we could, you know what I'm saying, get to that early. I don't know if you guys are aware, but the House passed the $1.75 trillion Biden plan that funds universal pre-K, Medicare expansion, and renewable energy credits. BB is in the house. What's going on with you, BB? Kareem, what's good with you, bro? So my question is, what do y'all think about this right here? This Biden. I think this is the Biden Build Back Better plan. What do you guys think about that? So here it says House passes $1.75 trillion Biden plan that funds universal pre-K, Medicare expansion, and renewable energy credits. Now, the thing that I find interesting about the renewable energy credits is, in my opinion, that is definitely something that people should look into. Because I think that renewable energy, I think that is an area where there will be a lot of opportunity for investment. You know what I mean? I think it'll be an opportunity for investment. Oh, that's what's up, BB. I will be looking at that for sure. I will definitely be looking at that for sure. All right. So my question for you guys is there any way that you think that we could possibly utilize any of this? What do you guys think? Is there a use for any of this? What happened to the Lift Every Voice plan? That's a great question. That's a great question. Does anybody know what happened to it? Does anybody know? was there ever a plan? You know, that's I think that's a valid question that we can ask. Was that plan ever actually in existence? You know, I think that's up for debate. What do you guys think? I think that's debatable. You know what I'm saying? So here it says the House of Representatives has passed the largest expansion of the social safety net in decades, a $1.75 trillion bill that funds many of Joe Biden's top priorities. Now, this is interesting, right? This shows that none of his, quote, top priorities were any of our top priorities. Yep. So you guys see that link that DJ Elmo just put in there? hit that link. Go ahead and take a moment, hit that link, and then come back. All right. Make sure you hit the bell over there when you go over there so that you're notified. All right. So BB says, I'm not hopeful you saw who Nasty Pelosi put out his front as soon as it was signed. Jimbo Slyburn, aka treacherous opportunist. Yeah, that's facts. I like that. Opportunist. That's exactly what that motherfucker is. The bill is a major victory for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat from California who pulled together a divided caucus to pass the mammoth bill with a thin majority. Now, what I find interesting is that they found a way to do this. You see, they found a way to put together a plan that was not likely to pass. You see that? $1.75 trillion. They can't even put together any meaningful legislation that causes, a couple extra $100 worth of taxation. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to dealing with black people, you feel what I'm saying? Is it anything they say ever legit or good to benefit? Nope. Where's the descendants budget? Where's the descendants budget only for descendants? Right. They keep talking about broadband like it's going to close the wealth gap. Yeah, I know, right? You just change your data plan and everything will be good. You know what I'm saying? White privilege and racism will go away as long as you change your data plan. I've been using cell phones for a long time. I've been adjusting my plans accordingly. Sometimes I had the unlimited plans. Sometimes I had the plans where you had to pay if you go over a certain amount, like 450 minutes nationwide. And I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but none of that helped me out with the racial wealth gap, Nancy Pelosi's husband owns a hedge fund company. So you should know they're buying up construction and telecom stocks. That's interesting, DJ Elmo. What you guys should do is do some off-stream research and see exactly what companies Nancy Pelosi's husband invests into. And we should do streams about it. What do you guys think? I think that'd be interesting because it's always important to not only have a record, but to know exactly where the money is going. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, now that it has cleared the House, the Build Back Better Act goes to the Senate, where it's likely to be revised in the coming weeks. So this infrastructure plan, this is the Build Back Better plan. All right. When we talk about the Build Back Better plan, the $1.75 trillion bill, that is the Build Back Better plan. And they're calling it a social safety net. So anytime something is called, oh, it's all on open secrets. Okay, cool. Tweet that stuff, DIY Queen, and tag me in it. I've been trying to check my Twitter more often lately so I can catch stuff, you know what I'm saying, and put it into the content. You know what I mean? Ain't none, nada help, nothing. Crumbs ain't never going to fill my hunger. Yeah, that's big facts. What's up, Val? Good to see you. Yeah, DJ Elmo always quotes Open Secret. You know what I'm saying? So that clearly has some good information on it. We're going to have to stay on top of that. You feel what I'm saying? We're definitely going to have to stay on top of that. In the same breath, acknowledging that BP enslavement for 400 years built America and their governed sanctioned segregation system kept BP locked out of real capitalism. Now, that's interesting, right? We need to expand on that. You feel what I'm saying? Poindexter, what's going on? Build back bullshit. I totally agree. I totally agree. What's up, Carla? Good to see you. My thing is there any opportunities that you think we could carve out for ourselves that we could opportunize on this? That's my question. See, a lot of times this is, it's bullshit that they don't do what's necessary as far as giving us specific legislation, right? I get that. Trust me. But The question that I have is there any way that we can utilize what is there? I think that that's important. And I think that that's something that always needs to be considered. And I think that that's something that always needs to be paid attention to. So remember, I said, I think that energy investment is one of the best ways to invest going forward. I think that we should pay attention to the stock market and look at companies that have energy investments and look into building wealth through the capital gains. As far as that open secret stuff, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it might not be a bad idea to pay attention and look at the companies that these corrupt politicians are invested in. And we invest in them as well. Shit. You know what I'm saying? We need to start a corruption portfolio and start following the trends of what these corrupt ass politicians do. I mean, hell, why not? I mean, they ain't gonna do anything for us. We may as well, you know, just, you know, in a non-corrupt way, let the corruption benefit us. You feel what I'm saying? So DJ Elmo says invest in index funds, Standard Poor 500 index with at least 1% weighting in the construction and technology industry. Yearly yield around 9%. Yeah, that's facts. That's not a bad idea. Bronze the God, I think, is in here. I showed him an investment opportunity that offers a 30% APY today that you don't have to have like a crazy ass initial investment in. And it's not no scam shit. It's not anything that I made up. You know what I'm saying? It's some shit that's on blockchain that's available. You know what I mean? So DIY Queen says, do we have skilled people who can create businesses to go after contracts to do this infrastructure money? There may be, there may not be, right? We may not have that. That may be something that we don't have. Now, my question is there opportunity in investment there? If we don't have people who are skilled who could just take advantage of the business, is there any way that we can hedge finance and be able to utilize from capital yields and capital gains from companies who are engaging in these kind of business practices where they would get large amounts of money from this? That would be my question. What would you, how would you guys answer that question there? Maximus says they're so full of it. It's always a catch or a bait and switch. Yeah, that's the facts, bro. I'm not mad at you. My man Primal Studies is in the building. What's good, what's good with you? You weren't following Pelosi stocks already? Yeah, no, you know. On Fridays, I tend to follow Pelosi drinking habits, but I know Primal, I didn't follow her. I didn't follow the stocks. You know what I'm saying? Janesta Coleman is in the house. What's going on, Janesta Coleman? Good to see you. Start downloading vital information and records to paper. Yeah, I agree. I think that that's something that we should always do is have hard copies of our soft information. I totally agree with that, BB. Bronze of God be lurking. You know what I'm saying? You all need to be made aware of that. Then you feel some eyeballs on you in the background. You turn around, he's in your window with binoculars. So, you know, thank you for the warning. Yeah, and we have skilled people, but also, you know, we have skilled finance people as well. And sometimes everybody may not be set up to have a business, right? Or to start a business, but we may be set up where we have some liquid assets where we can invest into a business. You know what I mean? My man Bad Seeds is in the building. He says, build back everything but black plan. Sounds about right. It sounds about white. You know what I'm saying? My man DJ Elmo says Pelosi is one of the richest politicians in the House of Congress. Says it all. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Do you guys agree with that? I totally agree with that. Okay. So now here it says Washington, the House of Representatives on Friday passed the largest expansion of the social safety net in decades, a $1.75 trillion bill that funds universal pre-K. Why do we need universal pre-K? Medicare expansion, renewable energy credits, affordable housing, a year of expanded child tax credits, and major Obamacare subsidies. What do you guys think about that? The way that the mindset should go, in my opinion, is we've been dealing with these politicians not doing anything for us for some time now, right? So it's almost not surprising, right? It's almost not surprising when we see something not done specifically for us. Now, my question is, should we quit as a result when we see something and it's not for us? Should we quit? You feel what I'm saying? Or should we start it out and see where we can attack it for vulnerabilities and maybe find some way to benefit from it and focus on that? That's my question. What do you guys think? Shouts out to my man Kareem for voting with the proper form. I appreciate it. You guys see how Kareem voted. If you're enjoying the content, put it up there exactly like Kareem did. But if you're not enjoying the content, you can put a 2 there. All right. That's one way that I'll be able to know how many people dislike the video, since YouTube feels the need to not let us know how many people dislike the video. Black Star Racer is in the building. What's good with you, bro? DJ Elmo with the vote. He did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to DJ Elmo for always being on it. And I agree with what DJ Elmo is saying. We should find ways we can also benefit from the bill. What do you guys think about that? Shouts out to Black Star Racer. You know what I'm saying? He got it right. That's what's good. That's what's good. This is the same Pelosi has the highest homeless rate in San Francisco and expand a lot of billionaires to set up shop in San Francisco Valley. That's facts. That's facts. Primal Studies almost got it. There's a space after E. Space after E, Val and Bad Seeds. Once you guys put that space there, you'll be perfect. You'll be in perfect condition to get a shout out. Well, what's in the bill that we could use? I think those energy credits, I think that's the best thing. I think that's the best opportunity. You guys see the voting, see how it increased the amount of people in the room? There's 19 people in here after 18 minutes. That's awesome. Janesta Coleman almost got it. She just got to put the exclamation mark in front of the vote. Look, Primal Studies said, I can't, damn it. I got to make sure that I do it right. We appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you. Bad Seeds got it. Carla almost got it. There's no space between the exclamation mark and the V. There's only a space between the E and that last part. So that you guys are getting there. You guys are getting there. And my people that have the green names and the wrenches, they can help you guys too. You know what I'm saying? Help those people that are having some issues there, you guys. So check this out. It says the final vote was 220 to 213, and only one Democrat, Jared Golden of Maine, voted against the bill. Now that it has cleared the House, President Joe Biden's Build Back Better Act goes to the Senate, where it is likely to be revised in the coming weeks. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that he aims to have the chamber pass the bill before Christmas. The House will need to vote again if the bill is altered. If the measure is signed into law, the bill would profoundly change how many Americans live, especially families with children, the elderly, and low-income Americans. What's in the current version of the bill? And guess what? I got a surprise for y'all. That's right. I don't have to let him in no more. He got the key to the front door, and this motherfucker can just barge in anytime that he wants to. What's going on with you, bro?
What up?
Chilling.
What's up, everybody?
I was just up here talking about the Build Back Never plan until you got up here. So I'm gonna take this down real quick, and Yeah, did you want to give a little synopsis on what it was that you wanted to talk about?
Um, well, I mean, let's put up the story real quick, and we can we can go from there.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so here go the story right here. All right. Asian
Yeah.
students are attacked by a group of teens on a SEPTA train in Philadelphia. Suspects are gonna face charges allegedly. Gullah Jack, shout out Carla for hooking those votes up. Appreciate it. Go ahead, bro.
Kick in the front door, waving the 4-4, baby. All right, so what's up with everybody? Um, so this is a just another example to me that I wanted to put out there of this, and this is the article. This is on Net Shark, right? I want to make sure this is the Net Shark one, right?
Yeah, this is the one that you sent me. This is the Net
Yeah,
Shark one. Yep.
yeah, okay. What up, Terry? So so this is Next Shark. I've had a problem with this website for a long time. It's kind of like an Asian website and shit. And this article was written just recently, and what it does is it spins a narrative to a whole bunch of Asian people. And what it is the same narrative that demonizes black folks and tries to act as if Asian folks are really innocent of everything and they're not aggressors to anything. And it's just the big bad black people who are racist, and we are just out here attacking Asian folks for a long time, just attacking them for no reason. Now, if you guys have seen any of my shows, you guys know that I've kind of pointed out that hate crimes when it comes from black folks to Asian folks is about half as many by rate as Asians attacking black folks for hate crimes. Okay, which basically means Asians, commit hate crimes against black folks about 2 times more than we do against them. Um, and like we have all these stories that's going around talking about, black folks is just attacking Asian folks for no apparent reason. We're just going up to them, we're attacking them, we're punching them, and kicking them, and calling them racist names, and a whole bunch of shit like that. Well, this is yet another story. What was the author's name, real quick, bro?
Um, the author's name is Brian Key. It looks like, and there's another one, Kyer Casino. But that tweet that you is that what you were talking about? The guy, the
No,
journalist.
just I wanted the author's names to
Oh,
be written
okay.
first.
Brian Key looks like, so that's Bryanke, and this guy is Kier Casino, and that's
Mm,
Khiercasino.
right. And what they do is they paint this very lovely narrative of, these innocent Asian people not doing anything. And, they were just riding the bus, and out of nowhere, three girls, three black girls between the ages of 13 and 16 just started bullying and beating up both guys and girls, Asian folks. So, hey, if you could maybe read, I believe it was like the first paragraph, and then like the third paragraph, I believe. So,
All right. So here it says what happened. The incident, and I just opened up this Fox 29 one so we can check that out too. What happened was the incident occurred on the Broad Street line near Erie Station at around 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday, according to Fox 29. Hold on real quick. Let me just see what that was. Somebody must have shared. Whoever shared the stream, appreciate you sharing it. I can't see it because I don't know. Oh, my man, Black Voltron Reloaded, just subscribed. Appreciate you subscribing, Black Voltron Reloaded. That's what's good, bro. Um, Let me go back here. All right. The incident occurred on Broad Street line near Erie Station at around 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday, according to Fox 29. A video of the brutal attack is now circulating on social media. And I don't know if you know about Andy Ngo, or however you say his name, but this dude is a racist Asian journalist that is constantly only ever tweeting about black crime.
That's it. Now, don't play the video yet.
Okay.
Okay. Continue reading a little bit more of the rest of the article.
Okay. So now here it says the widely shared video shows the attackers verbally and physically assaulting a teenage male freshman from Central High School. A female senior student who appears to be Asian or Asian American then comes into the shot and attempts to stop the assault, but immediately becomes the next target. One of the attackers lunges at her, hitting her head against the train doors in the process. Other members of the assailant group follow suit and begin kicking and punching her as she lies on the ground. A man eventually intervenes before the video cuts off. It is unclear what happened next, but the incident was reported to the SEPTA police. The attack caught on video shows an incident that happened on an express train in Only on Tuesday. The same assailants reportedly poured a smoothie on a group of Asian male students and called them racial slurs. The female victim flagged down SEPTA transit police and notified them of the assault at 3:45 p.m., Fox reported. She was rushed to a hospital where she was treated for a laceration. Did you want to say anything, or you want me to keep going?
Keep on. Yeah, keep on going.
All right. Charges and other details. SEPTA police launched an investigation and are reportedly working with the Philadelphia Police Department and the school in the area. Police have identified the assailants in the video and found other victims, one female victim and 3 male victims in total from Central High School, as well as 2 more suspects. The 4 female suspects in the video, ages 13 to 16, await charges, including ethnic intimidation, aggravated assault, simple assault, recklessly endangering another person, and look at this, terroristic threats. SEPTA Transit Police Chief Thomas Nestle said at a press conference on Thursday afternoon, while Nestle added that the attack was based on ethnicity and ethnic slurs were hurled at the victims, the incident was unprovoked. That's interesting. That's what they say. The incident was unprovoked, huh?
Right. And and there's a reason why I'm reading the article. I want him to read the article to you guys first, because we're gonna watch the video and then you'll see exactly what I want to talk about. So, is there anything else that it says?
Yeah, it says she was a hero. Nestle told reporters about the female victim. She stepped up and told the girls to stop saying what they were saying. She then became a target. Look at this. Look at how they're propping her up. She's just truly heroic and courageous, brave young soul. You know what I'm saying? This brave young courageous soul. The mother of one of the suspects turned her daughter in after seeing the video go viral. The aftermath, no serious injuries were reported, but the mother of the young boy told CBS in Chinese that she was attacked because of her Asian descent. Isn't that interesting? She was attacked because of her Asian descent. That's what she's saying.
Right. So you see how they're all the Asian folks are now getting on cold. Whenever black folks attack them, it's because they are Asian, and they didn't do anything wrong, and this girl is a hero. Okay. Now, I want you to play this video, and I want everybody to really kind of listen to what's being said by the black girls at the very beginning.
All right, I'm about to play this right now.
We fucking bad. Let's try that shit again. Oh. We're fucking playing, bitch. We're playing. You done something. You gave the fuck jump back. No, it was really heavy. And you pushed us off the train and you threw a Scooby. What are you begging for? You threw a Scooby in my head. Fuck out of here. And bitch, stop fucking dicking. Drop the earpods. What, bitch? Stop fucking dicking. Watch out, watch out, watch out. What? 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 Bitch, you need that.
All right. So again, real quick, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, these girls should have done this, right? But these are 13-year-old to 16-year-old girls, three girls. And if you paid attention to what they were saying at the very, very beginning of it, she was like, they had either said something or they had took something or thrown something, right? And they Yeah, and they do, and this is the thing, this is the problem. They do have a habit of just saying things and talking shit and getting mouthy, right? And these girls were accusing the dudes, the Asian guys in this situation, of either saying something or saying something and taking some and then tossing them, okay? And then from someone that they know. And then they kind of came to, like, it's either sound like they came to their friend's rescue or something like that. But what they wanted to do is they wanted to paint these girls like they were just these racist girls that was running around beating up Asian people for no reason. Okay, now this is why that AAPI hate crime was made. It was made in order to paint Asian folks as victims to black violence, and the black violence that was going against them is, just this racist vitriol where we hate Asian people and trying to demonize black folks, and that's what it is. And I need y'all to really pay attention to this shit because this is what they're now trying to charge black folks with. People are acting as if Asian folks are just quiet, they don't do anything to anybody, and then black folks are just coming up to them and doing something. They clearly agitated these girls. Clearly, something happened before, the video was shot. It was clear that these girls was hyped up, not for no reason. It wasn't like they just came up to these people and just started calling them names, right? They didn't just go up to these Asian folks and was like calling them a whole bunch of racist names, and they just did it for no reason. These girls were clearly agitated for a particular reason. Now, it was hard to make out what that specific reason was. It sounded like maybe the girls, like somebody had taken, like, talk shit and took some ear pods or something like that and then tossed them and broke them. And so these girls stood up for themselves. And now they're the agitators. They're the racists. They were charged with, just beating these people, this girl for no reason. And what most likely happened was these girls, you know, they were probably these with these little Asian boys, they were talking shit, and so they started getting loud, you know what I mean? Which, we need to stop doing that shit. If we're gonna do something, we just quit talking so damn much, right? But anyway, they started getting loud, started getting agitated, you know what I mean? And they were fighting back with these dudes. The Asian girl, like most Asians like to do, and again, whether people want to admit this or not, I've seen this many, many, many times, and I know that's just, personal experience, but you can see this on, videos time after time after time after time where you have Asian folks who are clearly have no business. Like, they want to always talk some shit when they shouldn't. And then they want to play victims when it doesn't work out for them. Okay. And they were talking shit probably to these girls, smacked some headphones or took some headphones or broke some headphones somehow. The girls got in their face, and then the girl wanted to come in and try to play superhero. And one of the girls had already told her, if you want some of this, you know, come get some. You better get out of my face before you get some. You see what I'm saying? And then she backed off. She got quiet, and then talked some more shit. And then the girls got on her ass. Now, again, I'm not condoning the violence, and I'm not trying to say that, but what I am saying is they're twisting narratives. This is the same thing that police officers do when they kill black folks, you know what I mean? And we have the video, and it's clearly one thing, but then all of a sudden it comes out to be some completely different story, and somehow black folks are still the aggressors against the police, even though they have no guns, they have no weapons, but they end up dead. Okay. And this is the same thing that they're the same exact tactic that they're using, Asian folks are using, against black folks now, in order to make it seem as if black folks are just, for no odd reason, just randomly racist towards Asian folks. Just randomly. Like, we have, what did I show you? I've showed you guys in one of my videos. I went all the way back to 1991 or 92 or 93.
On that FBI crime database you're talking about.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
FBI crime, the hate crime database. And I've
Shout out to MC
showed,
Fact real quick, just for I just want to appreciate voting. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Appreciate that. All right, go ahead, bro. My bad.
you know, and I've showed you guys that there's only been about 3 or 4 years out of all the years from 1991 all, or 91 or 94, 95, all the way to the present. There's only been like 4 years that black folks have had a higher hate crimes against Asians, whereas Asians have committed more hate crimes against black folks, sometimes 2 and 3 times higher against black folks than the other way around. Okay? And now all of a sudden we're playing this game again. And Next Shark, and this is the other thing that I wanted to point out. Next Shark is a lead component in pushing this narrative of uh, AAPI hate crimes perpetuated by black folks. They're the lead. And I've showed this many times where, you know, when it's a white person that's committing hate crimes against the Asian folks, they don't have no video, they don't have no pictures, they don't post no pictures. And if they do post the pictures at all, like, they're stuffed somewhere way down in the article, way at the bottom of some super long article. Oh, but every single time, it's a black person attacking Asian folks, they got their picture, they have their arrest picture, they have the full video, you know what I mean? They have all the information, and then they post all of that. I actually recently did that, and I showed that recently where they charged a black man, I believe it was Michigan, don't quote me, but I know the stream is still up, where a black man was charged with a hate crime, and they posted the picture of the black man. And then they had a hate crime like not even 2 weeks earlier at the same place. It was a school. It was a university. But they didn't have no picture of that white man in Next Shark's article. Now they had the picture of the white man in different articles if you looked for it, but they didn't have it in Next Shark. Okay, and this is what Next Shark does. They love to portray black folks as these super aggressive people who just go after Asian people for no reason. And that's what's perpetuating uh, this whole narrative of AAPI hate crimes uh, that's going on today. And we had just did the story about the Muppets, the Sesame Street Muppets. Um, and PBS, I kind of dug a little bit deeper into it. And PBS actually said that they introduced that Asian Muppet because the because of the, and I quote, the unprecedented number of AAPI hate crimes that's going on in our today. And that's why they introduced a specifically Asian Muppet. Because apparently, if they introduce a specifically Asian Muppet, people will stop committing hate crimes against them. But see, this is where the narrative is like completely flawed, because I've done this and I keep on showing this where they'll say that it will be a hate crime against AAPI people by black folks when it is not a hate crime. They say an Asian woman gets robbed. They say that's an AAPI hate crime. It's a hate crime. You know what I mean? Um, Asian person gets, you know, gets their car broken into. They'll say it's a AAPI hate crime. Asian store will get robbed. They'll say AAPI hate crime. Asian folks will get in a fight. They'll say AAPI hate crime. You see what I'm saying? Everything's now, especially if it's black folks doing it, everything, every crime committed against Asian folks now is a hate crime. And it's doubled down when it's black folks. And if you saw the report and you hear what the police officer says, oh, they didn't do anything, it was unprovoked, and all this other stuff. This is what they do. So what you have is API hate crimes that is demonizing black folks, while white folks are sitting around actually committing more hate crimes against Asian folks. But they're also sitting around and they're trying to act like when it's black folks committing the crime, oh, that it was unprovoked, completely unprovoked. And this is the narrative that is completely out there to demonize black folks. This is just one area of where they're trying to stop, the progress that we're making about black folks getting justice and equity today. They're sick of the protests. They're sick of, the quote unquote white woke shit. And the way that they start counteracting that is by painting black folks as these demons, these animals, these uh, hate mongers, these racists. You see what I'm saying? And this is what's going on right now. People need to pay attention to it because this is becoming like bigger. This is like it's starting to like reach out in bigger and bigger news.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
as soon as they establish this and they have painted the picture of black folks being, super racist towards Asian people, the next thing that happens is when, black folks start, beating up Karens or, what I mean, start standing up when white folks start getting, you know, attitudes, they're gonna say, oh well, it's a hate crime against white people too.
Yep, absolutely. That's absolutely going to happen. That's an absolute astute observation. Um, Val Williams says, Izzy, I would like to see your video about Asians versus Black people. Can you tell me what the video and channel is called? So, um, any moderator that's available, can you guys please post the link for Reality Check Virtual Radio
Hmm.
in the chat? That's Izzy's channel. So you guys will be able to look at all of the videos. He's done multiple videos about the AAPI hate crime, um, uh, the AAPI hate crime narrative. So there's some good stuff on there
Yeah,
that you guys can see.
I've made about four four different videos, and they're all clearly, on there. You'll see the titles, and the titles will have something to do with the demonization of black folks, or it'll be, the supposed or the demonization of black folks by Asians, or the AAPI hate crime nonsense, or something like that. I have a few titles, to
Yeah,
be completely honest.
no, that's big facts. Hey, appreciate it, Primal, for throwing that in the chat down there. Black Voltron says, "Where's the video audio from SEPTA subway train of this incident? I'm not going to make any judgment with a completely anti-black, biased and edited video." And I agree with that. Even in this video here, you can tell that what was said in that article by NetShark was not 100% accurate, and it was definitely manipulated. You know what I mean? What's good, by the way, Poppy Blanco? What's going on with you? Good to see you. Anybody that has come in, if I haven't shouted you out, my man Black Voltron is in here. Shouts out to Black Voltron. If there's anybody that I didn't shout out, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? So good to see everybody here. Go ahead,
Right.
bro. Oh,
So,
you know what? Real quick before you get started, my bad. I just wanted to say real quick the reason why I changed the screen and the reason why I put this up here on the screen is because I don't know if people are aware of this. We actually did a video about this on my other channel, but this $20 million that was given by Governor Hochul to reinvest into Chinatown is directly related to the AAPI hate crime narrative that was pushed. We showed that in our other live stream that we did, where we were talking specifically about money that's being granted to other groups. But that's one of the narratives that was used to be able to get this $20 million. So I don't know if you wanted to go into that or anything, but go ahead, bro.
yeah,
That's
we
all I
can
wanted
go
to
into
say.
that real quick. I just want to give them. I know there's a few names that I've done. So one of the videos that I know is evolution of racism.
You can put the links
Um,
in the chat if you want to, if you're able to, if you got both your devices or whatever.
yeah, I got one device, and I don't really know how to do all that.
Oh, okay. Just
So
just
so
go to Reality Check Virtual Radio. Go to Izzy's YouTube channel and just go watch all the videos. That'll help anyway. You'll run into them.
right, right, and it will. So let me see. I just want to give you a few of these. They start at two, 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 evolution of racism, uh, hypocrisy, and the demonization of blackness through other POCs. I think that's where it starts. That's probably one of the ones that actually I kind of go into it. Then again, there's two of them, right? Evolution of racism, and the demonization of blackness through other POCs, and then again another one, evolution of racism, demonization of black folks through other POCs and religion. Um, and then there is uh, there was a live stream discussion and panel discussion with Izzy High about current events and topics. I believe that one is there. Then um, I think one of the better ones that actually kind of goes through a lot of it is is doo, 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 Afghanistan, Asian demonization again, and what's better for the black community, atheism or theism. So that one is gonna have a lot of information in it too. So a lot of these videos that I have, I've talked about, Asian demonization of black folks, and I talk about it a lot. And you can go to the FBI.gov website, look up hate crimes, and you can actually look at every single last one of them. And I give you all the information. I tell you exactly which tables you can go to actually look at the numbers. And you can go year by year, year by year, year by year, and you can see how this works. And you always have to remember when I'm talking about they commit hate crimes at double the rate. Okay. What I'm doing is you have to recognize the only way we can do that rate and the ratios is by making the numbers equal of the Asian population with black folks population at the time. And if you do that every single year and you make them even and you make the numbers the same by the population being even, then you can actually see the difference of how many hate crimes we commit against them and how many they commit against us. And usually it's usually between 2 and 3 times more than we commit on them, except for, like I said, a few years. I believe it's something like 4 years, 5 years max that we committed more hate crimes against them than they committed against us.
Yeah, that's a good breakdown, bro. So Black Voltron Reloaded just said that he subscribed to your channel, so that's what's up. Some great information over there. MC Fact says that there's, speaking of all this math that we were doing, 26 in the chat and only 21 likes. Let's pump up the likes. Yeah, that would help. That would be a great idea. That'd
Yeah,
be
I've been speaking on this Asian thing, the AAPI hate crime, for a long time, and it's kind of too bad I don't have some of my older videos from, when I was like primarily on Periscope because I broke this down even way back then, and I was telling people about this, and I was like, "Hey, y'all need to start paying attention to this. Y'all need to start paying attention to this because what they're going to start doing is they're going to start making it look like we're the aggressors and we're actually ones that are uber racist against them. And then once they can make an argument that says that black folks is racist against Asians now, and we commit hate crimes against Asians, the next thing they do is they're going to say, oh, well, see, they do it against Asians and they do it against everyone else. And they're just as bad, trying to make this narrative that we're just as bad, if not worse, than, our white counterparts, which is blatantly not true. And we need to call it out. You know what I mean? And one of the biggest perpetrators of doing this is Next Shark. Next Shark is racist. Hashtag Next Shark is racist. I don't even play that. And I've been calling Next Shark out for that for a long time. They actually even blocked me. Next Shark actually blocked me on um, one of my other accounts. They blocked me because every single hashtag was Next Shark was racist, and they blocked me. And I even actually go back and forth with a few Asians in some of my posts, few Asian folks. So
right.
I don't play that game.
Yeah, the thing is like if there's an issue, there's an issue, but they're not portraying any of this stuff accurately and the way that it should be being portrayed. Um, they always cut certain things out of the camera. Do you remember? I think it was NBC that actually
Mhm.
got caught using footage from the LA riots to try to act as if that was a current AAPI hate crime with
Yeah,
the Korean dude outside of his store. I mean, like there's a
yeah,
clear issue and a clear agenda,
yeah.
and it's amazing that the media just continues that. They don't try to correct it, they don't try to do anything, and it's interesting how people just kind of watch it play out as well, and
Well, you
they
remember,
don't say
you
anything.
remember after that shooting in Atlanta, of the Asian folks from the massage parlors. So if you remember that mass shooting where the white boy was, quote, just having a bad day, you know
Hmm.
what I mean? So because of his bad day, he wanted to go into an Asian massage parlor and shoot up like 8 people and kill them. That next day after that, they decided to make a story that said, how can black people do better in AAPI hate crimes.
Yeah, I remember that. That was ABC, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That Juju Chang, she was on there and she had that guy that was like Balky on Perfect Strangers, and he was like, "Well, we need black people in the black community to start hurting us. To stop hurting us." I found it interesting that he said he needs black people in the black community to stop hurting him. Doesn't he mean he needs criminals to stop committing crimes against him? So he needs black people in the black community to stop hurting him and committing crimes against him, which is interesting because we've already statistically shown that there's a minority of criminality in all groups of people on the planet, including black people. So if you make a collective statement like that and you're talking about the entire group of people, it's not an accurate statement. But it was interesting how they allowed that to fly and didn't correct it. You know what I mean?
right. Absolutely. And we can show, and I've actually showed this on my videos too, that actually the number of black folks that actually have criminality behavior is something around 0.009 0.009 and a few extra numbers at the end percent of our community, the black community, actually commit crime. That's a very low number. That's not even 1%. It's not even really half a percent. You see what I'm saying? And this is why it's so important to understand, the numbers, the FBI statistics, understanding the FBI data that they give you. And even when they try to say 49% of black folks commit, or 51%, the 13 quote, 50% of, all murders are committed by 13% of the population, black folks, which is utter nonsense. And I've destroyed that argument many times over. You know what I mean? Because you have to understand what FBI statistics are actually telling you and what they're actually giving you. And they're not giving you the actual crime. What their FBI statistics is just actually, when it comes down to, violent crime and any crime for that matter, is arrests made, i.e., meaning, that doesn't mean they were convicted. They're not talking about the convictions. They're not talking about, the number of people that actually get off of the crimes, because close to 47% of um, all overturned convictions are of black folks. They don't talk about that. You see what I'm saying? They don't talk about how 47%, 47, that's nearly half of all overturned convictions are of black folks, which shows a lot. It tells you a whole lot. You see what I'm saying? This is the game that they play with you. This is why it's important to understand these stats, understand these narratives that they're pushing, and to always check them up by yourself. You have to understand that shit. If you don't, then you won't have no answer when they say, well, 13% of the population. And then they'll even go so much further and say, well, black males make up but 8% or 6% of the population. So it's really 6% of the population, meaning they're trying to put all violent criminality behavior on all black men, all of us, whether you've committed a crime or not.
Right. And they also try to perpetuate the narrative that black people have a innate culture of criminality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So Val,
Mm-hmm.
she asked the question, new black media should have a channel to point out crimes of Asians against black people, like Tory and Rain has the Sundown Towns. Just wishful thinking. Well, Professor Black Truth has that channel that he doesn't post on anymore called Black Truth Forever. And that has some good interesting information on there. I would check that channel out if I was you. It's called Black Truth Forever.
Yeah, I actually subscribe to that channel.
Yeah, he's got a ton of information about crimes that Asians do against black people. Now, you guys know that I think it was in Detroit, Michigan, or it was somewhere in Michigan that an Asian man shot a 6-year-old black boy and they only gave him $10,000 bail to get out of jail.
Right, and then what they did was they gave him a $10,000 bail, and then there was so much outrage, so they brought him back to jail, um, put out a slightly higher bail on him, and I believe they put it up to $50,000, and
Something
then they
like that.
released,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
and then they released them again. Now this is a dude who shot a 6-year-old child, and I actually talk about that on my channel. Also, I talked about that, and I went into depth about that, where the little kid was on the sidewalk, not even really on his property. 6-year-old child picked up his bike and he shot the child through his front. He was in his house still, and he shot the child. You know what I mean? Because he went in front of his house.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. And it was other kids around.
Yeah,
It wasn't just that it wasn't just a little black boy. There was a bunch of other kids around. You know what I mean?
right. They never talk about, nobody ever talks about this stuff because, it's just, well, it's old and you guys are always the victims. Well, the fact of the matter is we have hate crimes committed against us by every single group: Latinos, Asians, white folks. They all commit hate crimes against us at higher numbers than we commit hate crimes against them in a lot of
Hmm.
cases. You know what
Yep.
I mean? And nobody ever wants to talk about that. They all want to act as if, we're just making this up. Like nobody is still affected by it. To this day, this is going on. Go look up the FBI hate crime statistics and you'll see. You can check it out for yourself. And all you have to do is understand the math. Once you understand the math, and I explain the math so you can, do it yourself for all the other groups, and you can look at the numbers yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to do the math yourself and not take my word for it.
Yeah, I actually just pulled up a interesting article, and maybe we could go through it.
Yeah.
Um, it's this article here. It says FBI reports hate crimes at highest level in 12 years.
Hmm.
So this article is from 9/9 of 2021. All right.
Hmm.
So it says the FBI reported last week that 15,136 law enforcement agencies submitted incident reports involving 7,500 I'm sorry, 7,759 criminal incidents motivated by bias towards race, ethnicity, ancestry, religion, sexual orientation, disability, gender, and gender identity in 2020. That's the
Hmm.
highest number of reported crime incidents since 2008, when 7,783 incidents were reported, and it reflects an increase of about 450 incidents from 2019, even though fewer law enforcement agencies reported hate crime incidents to the FBI in 2020 than in the previous years. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Hmm.
if you skip down here, it says these statistics show a rise in hate crimes committed against Black and African Americans, already the group most often victimized. All
Hmm.
right. Bias against African Americans overwhelmingly comprised the largest category of race based hate crime incidents, with a total of 56% of race based hate crimes being motivated by anti Black bias. Yet, this is the statistic, this is the current statistic, yet the AAPI community received hate crime legislation and Black people were denied hate crime legislation yet again. So the question, oh, the Kenosha verdict is in, Primal says.
Oh, we should check that out.
Let's see if they got anything.
Yeah. And while you're looking for that, I want to kind of point something out. Especially when they start doing these percentages, be careful of the percentage game that they play. They say that AAPI hate crime has risen 2,000%, or 750% or 450%, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to pay attention to this real quick. The fact of the matter is this. what they do is this. One of the Asian folks have very little hate crime that's actually perpetuated on them. The smallest group, okay? Which means this: if an Asian group uh, reports, let's say, 10 hate crimes against their community, and I'm just making up this number, and they say that it's risen 400%, right? We're talking about like
Yep.
another like 20 or 30 hate crimes that are is put on them. You see what I'm saying? They, or 400%. So like you have 10, you know what I mean, and it'll go up, you know, 4 people or 4 or something like that. I can't remember the math, but basically, if you have one and then you have 20, that's like 2,000% increase in hate crimes. You see what I'm saying? If you have one year and then you have 10 or 20, that's 1,000, or what I mean, 2,000% increase. These numbers, they write them this way so it can have mass effect on you and your brain. Oh wow, that's a lot. 200%, 400%, 2,000%. You see what I'm saying? So when they put those type of numbers, the numbers actually are not high, and they're not really negligible compared to the amount of anti-black hate crimes that's perpetuated on black folks. And our numbers seem so low because the numbers are actually so high.
Hey, let's check this out real quick.
All right, let's do it.
There can't be any reaction at all, no matter how strongly you may feel. And it's understood that many people do have strong feelings, but we can't permit any kind of a reaction to the verdict. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of law enforcement here, and you will be whisked out of here if there is any. So just be aware. Okay.
Hello?
Would you go down, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
We continue to wait right here for the moment here. We do know that a verdict has been reached in this trial. We're waiting now for the judge's call down to have somebody else come into the courtroom. So that is what we are waiting for right now. The defense legal team you are seeing, along with Kyle Rittenhouse, waiting for this moment as well. This was the 4th day of jury deliberations, and it did not go the full 4th day. The verdict has been reached, and we are now awaiting the moment here. And let's just show you just right outside of the courthouse here as well. People congregating, media as well as people wanting to know what will be the fate.
Would you give your juror number, please?
54.
54. And has the jury reached a verdict as to each count of the information?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
One verdict and one verdict only.
Yes.
Would you hand all of the paperwork to the bailiff, please?
This is the ones that we didn't know.
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Not guilty.
May I see that too, please, Mrs. Chairman? Thank you. May I see that too, please, Mrs. Chairman? Thank you. The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts. The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
That's the first count of the information. Kyle, read the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis, we the jury find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we the jury find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we the jury find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we the jury find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read? Would you wish the jury polled? No. Okay. Okay, folks, your job is done, and we started just about 3 weeks ago, and I told you it could last 2 weeks and 2 days. This is 2 weeks. This is 3 weeks. You were a wonderful jury to work with. You were punctual. You were attentive.
All right.
And
Do we have to listen to this shit?
Six over here who had a very difficult.
You can keep
I,
on
I don't
playing
think
it.
I don't think anybody's surprised.
No.
Yeah,
No, absolutely not.
because
Absolutely.
if you understand how the system of illegitimacy works, they had to give him a not guilty verdict, or else the system would weaken.
Look, the fact of the matter is I'm not nearly as invested in this case as a lot of people are, but what it shows is that white folks don't even mind sacrificing their own, which is, again, going back to Nellie Fuller Jr., mass sophisticated confusion, step number 4, you know what I mean? White sacrifice.
Yep.
And these guys were, the guys that he killed were the white sacrifices.
Yeah. He'll be the chief of police in some small town very soon. You know what I'm saying? He'll be working full time for white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? I think he got his accolades today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There were white supremacists yelling and screaming, talking about, yeah, this is a win. I promise you.
Oh yeah, you already know. Absolutely. He's gonna.
And-
He'll probably have his own statue. You know what I'm saying?
Probably. But what this does is, honestly, what this actually does, this is kind of, I've been thinking about it a little bit. And see, this doesn't affect us specifically in the sense of, he killed, some white guys, right?
It affects us by proxy, in my opinion.
Yeah, by proxy, it absolutely does, because what it now does is it emboldens white supremacists when something happens. And there was just a brother that was actually shot just recently, and he had his hands up, and they have it on video. I actually posted that on my Facebook, the story on my Facebook, just recently. So now when black folks go out there and start protesting, and you start seeing a whole bunch of white folks with AR-15s and rifles and handguns and shit, when they shoot somebody and then people go to try to stop them, this is their okay to just keep on shooting all the black folks that try to stop them. Period.
Yep. Another thing this does is this sends a message to other white people who may be considering, trying to be on the right side of history, and it says, hands off, or else this is what will happen to you.
Right. Right. You know what I mean? So if you're going to go out there and protest, be careful, because this judge has just solidified the idea that it's okay for white folks with weapons to shoot you, and all they have to say is, I felt my life was in danger.
Yep. Yep. What do you guys think about that? I think it's kind of crazy. That's what I think. But I don't
I'm
think that
not
it's anything that
surprised.
anybody should be surprised about.
I'm not surprised the judge played a better defense attorney than his own damn defense attorney.
Right. I hope the judge charged like $225 an hour. I think that's like the going rate.
Hmm.
So, did you want to say anything else about those hate crimes? I don't really know what it is that the government is doing other than the same shit that it always does, and just kind of sits on its ass.
Hmm.
Um, because it's clear, especially in this article, that if there's any group of people that needed a hate crime bill or hate crime legislation, it would clearly be black people. So,
Right. But they already have a hate crime legislation in the House, according to the many, many, many lawmakers who keep on, passing up on the Emmett Till lynching bill, and you know, the George Floyd bill. There's already hate crimes in place. We don't need any more for black folks, but apparently we need more for white folks and
right.
Asian folks, and everybody, all the other groups. They need a separate, completely different hate crime bill. And I want to point something out, that people listen. Check this out. When somebody is, you know, committing an act of violence against black folks, and at the same time calling you the N word, and calling you, all these different racist names, moon cricket and blase blase, right?
Did you say moon cricket?
Yeah, that's a classic.
I've never heard. Well, how does that work? Moon cricket.
Yeah, moon crickets are black, bro.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've just never heard that. That's
yeah, they
interesting.
there's a lot of different names, right?
I heard of blue gums.
Yeah, blue gums. They have a whole
That's
bunch of different
dumb.
names. But here's the thing: when they're beating somebody up and they're calling them all these names, the police rarely ever charge anyone with a hate crime, because they
Yeah.
say it's too hard to prove hate crimes.
Did you guys
See?
hear about those people, those black people that got burned alive in Colorado? I know you're aware of this, bro. I'm just asking the people in the audience, because I'll pull that up while you're talking about this, because that's another one that they didn't do a hate crime thing on.
Right. And like what they do is they just say that it's just too hard to prove a hate crime. This is what they do. But now they found a way to charge black folks and give them higher sentences by using hate crimes. They've used the law to reverse and to charge us easily with hate crimes. But, because all you have to do is say some, you Chinese motherfucker. If you just say that shit, you say Chinaman, you say anything related to their race, especially if they're Asian, you will be charged with a hate crime. Period. You just have to have somebody say you said something like that. You will be charged with a hate crime. But yet, they can be stomping a brother out or stomping a sister out, calling you all sorts of N words and everything else, and they will not be charged with no hate crime. They can have it on video, a white woman attacking a black woman using, these words, and they still will not charge that white woman with a hate crime. But they
Yeah,
will if you're black.
yeah, that's facts. See, so here, this article here from U.S. News: 3 teens arrested in house fire that killed 5 from Senegal. All right. So when you go down and when you read this, all right, 3 teenagers have been arrested in connection with a house fire in Denver that killed 5 recent immigrants, including 2 children from the West African nation of Senegal, police said on Wednesday. All right. So now, if you read this little part right here, Chief Paul Payson said the suspects, 2 16-year-olds and a 15-year-old, were being held for investigation of first-degree murder, burglary, and assault. The evidence does not indicate that the crime was bias motivated, and the police cannot release any additional details about what happened because of the ages of the suspects, Payson said. So they're giving them all kinds of protections.
Right. They went into a neighborhood.
Yeah, that neighborhood. Yeah. Hmm.
That neighborhood, and specifically this neighborhood was full of black folks.
Particularly Senegalese black folks.
Right.
Yeah.
And they committed this crime, and they're saying, well, we can't figure out if it was really a hate crime. We don't think it really was. They just kind of happened to make their way into this neighborhood, and it was random. Right.
Right.
There's a case in Oregon where there's this Asian dude with a Nazi swastika tatted on his chest. Okay.
Is
And
he the one that attacked he attacked some Asians, didn't he?
no, he attacked black folks. He
Oh,
attacked
okay.
as a matter of fact, a black woman throwing up a Nazi sign, and he still was not charged with a hate crime. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They go out of their way to not charge people who attack us with hate crimes. Whatever they say the hate crime number is for black folks, I guarantee you can triple it or triple it. Okay? Or quadruple it. Sorry. I'm over here quadruple it. Quadruple it. You can, because of how many different people get off and they're not charged with hate crimes, even though they were very clear hate crimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is and even with them doing that, which is really funny, it's funny and it's interesting though at the same time. Even with them doing that, we're still the group that is targeted the most.
Right.
With hate crimes.
Yeah, that's facts. That's big facts.
So think about that for a minute. You know what I mean? Let that sink in. That even though they go out of their way to not charge people who commit crimes against us with hate crimes, we're still the highest group that has hate crime perpetuated on them.
Right, which means that there's no competition because ours are automatically underreported. Ours are automatically underreported.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what I'm talking about, the demonization of black folk. You see what I'm saying? This is the demonization of black folk. When the white boy went in there and shot them women, they were talking about he just had a bad day. He's mentally ill. He's this, he's that. Black man fucking who has a history of mental illness, violent mental illness in the Bay, punches, a couple Asian folks, they say it's a hate crime, and they try to mass report it as a hate crime, even though he wasn't charged with a hate crime. But they mass report it as a hate crime, and they don't bring up a single iota of his mental health history, which has been mental health history that has been violent and has gone after all different people, from black folks all the way to Asian folks.
Yeah, and another thing, I don't know if people are aware of this, but to the people in the comments, are you guys aware that when they first started doing this AAPI hate crime narrative, that Gavin Newsom and Governor Cuomo in New York were releasing people from mental health facilities as well as jails back into the downtown China areas in California, in the Bay Area, and in the Manhattan area in New York City? Were you guys aware of that? Because if you go back and look at one of the stories, there was an incident that took place, and this incident took place outside of a hotel. A black man pushed an Asian woman down. Now, when they caught this man, he was someone who had been recently released from prison in a COVID prison release program, and he wasn't housed properly. And they also ended up firing the people that worked at the hotel because they said that they didn't go outside and protect the Asian woman.
Right.
You guys remember that? You guys remember
Right.
when that happened?
I remember that one.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
And then they try to act like it was the black dude's fault that when it saved the Asian woman, and it was his fault that she got attacked.
Right.
And they try to perpetuate that as a hate crime all in itself. Oh, well, he didn't like Asian folks, and that's why he didn't help that Asian woman.
Yeah.
This is what I keep on talking about to people when I talk about black demonization. I keep on trying to explain this to people. You have to pay attention to the narratives that people are portraying and putting down against us as black folks, especially FBA and ADOS and indigenous. You have to understand that shit. They are trying to make you the criminal of all criminals, even though we only lead criminality in two different areas. And that's based upon arrests and arrests only. Not based on convictions, based on arrests. We only lead in two categories.
It's crazy, bro. It's insane. You know what I'm saying? Take a look at this tweet. I wanted to show this shit to you. Some dude named Mark Gonzalez. I don't know who this cat is. It says conservatism is the new counterculture. Joe Rogan woke up and he'll influence a lot others to do so as well. Even Bill Mayer is figuring it out. So this is a clear dog whistle, in my opinion.
Yeah. Clear.
And basically what it's saying is you better wake up. White supremacy needs some more recruits. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, when I hear that, it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I hear.
This is a dog whistle. This is a dog whistle for white people to get in line.
Yeah.
This is a dog whistle for white folks. You better get with the fucking program.
Yeah.
This is why it is value. You're absolutely right. This is the reason why black folks need to get on code. We have to. You have to understand. Now, what that code is, I didn't make it up, and I ain't gonna try to make it up because that's not my job. I can't do that. You know what I mean? I don't have enough of a voice to create that code, make that code, and put it down. But the master teacher Nellie Fuller Jr. has a code.
Yeah.
I know that Claude Anderson has a code. I know Tyreek Nasheed got a code. So those are the guys that you should be looking towards for a code. But, you know what I mean, we do need to get on code. You know what I mean? And this kind of goes back to what we were talking about just the other day in that long ass stream. You know, black men and black women, we need to get our issues right. And we need to stop fighting with each other. And because the only people that we have to depend on is each other. That's it. That's it. That's all we have to depend on. Everyone else is turning their backs on us. And it's clear. And this is the evolution of racism and white supremacy going on right now, right in front of your eyes. This is the evolution. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't believe in evolution, but I'm letting you know right now, this is the evolution.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Have you guys ever seen that Maximum Sophisticated Confusion video?
You know I am, because I play that shit. It's so often.
Yeah.
People should have it memorized by now.
I'm just curious for the people in the room if you guys have ever seen it. I know Izzy has seen it. I think Bronze of God more than likely has seen it. If you guys want to take a quick look at it, let me know. I'll look it up real quick right now. If that's something that you guys are interested in doing.
Yeah. I've been playing Maximum Sophisticated Confusion for 4 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For 4 years. Nobody was listening to me. I was sitting on Periscope and a few other streaming sites, and I was showing this video, and I've been showing this video for like 4 years.
This video has 115,000 views, and I think 114,999 of them might belong to Izzy. That they might belong to Izzy. You know what I'm saying? We had to ask the good brother Lito to look at his analytics to see, you know what I'm saying? But like, I think a lot of those might be from Izzy.
I played this video so many times, it's not even funny.
That's hilarious.
Real
CJLJ,
shit.
what up? What's up with you? Yeah, we watched the Rittenhouse verdict in here. You know what I'm saying?
Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty on all charges.
So I'm gonna actually turn this on, and I'm gonna like run away from the computer, but I'll be right back. So if you want me to stop it at any place, let me know. And we'll probably try to wrap it up at about 1:45. So if there's any moderators who are in the room, can you guys send the link to the preview window of me and TD Hip Hop Media's live stream? If you guys could shoot that in here and you guys could hit the bell icon for over there, that'll be starting pretty soon. But my bad, bro. I'm gonna start this up and then we can go into it. All right.
Let it play. Hey, you should pause it right here, to be honest, so everybody can read it.
What are the white supremacists doing now? They're doing 4 basic things: racial showcasing, racial population tailoring, racial dislocation, and white sacrificing. And these 4 things are designed to produce maximum sophisticated confusion among the victims. And so far, it's been somewhat successful worldwide. Now, I'll start with the first one. What is racial showcasing? That means taking huge numbers of black people and putting them out front. There's going to be more of this all over the planet. Many millions of black people that you will see who will be rolling in money. They'll be able to showcase the places where they live. They'll be able to showcase their knowledge and expertise. So you have television now, you have all of the mediums for doing this, for showcasing huge numbers of black people. I will say it will eventually run into the millions, so many that you won't be able to count them. Now, what is this for? This is for any black person that starts talking about racism in the future is going to be laughed at, because they're going to be able to showcase so many black people who are what you call quote unquote successful, that it will seem that racism has been put out of business. But white supremacy is a world business, and like any other business, it works on profits and losses, which means percentages. You go into business, you expect a certain amount of loss. If you're in the grocery business, well, you might have a load of asparagus that is spoiled. But overall, you will make more profits than you have losses if you're going to stay in the business. Now, so the white supremacists know that the cost of doing the business of white supremacy is going up. They can no longer get away with Joe Louis and Lena Horne like they did years ago. They have to have many, many, many more black people who are going to be showcased. I made up this term just to explain it. You have to make up terms, because they won't make them up for you. So now that's the first phase, or one of the first elements in the maximum confusion. And so that black people won't be able to say, they'll say, well, you know, it must be something wrong with me that I'm down and out and don't have a biscuit to eat, because there are so many millions of black people who have so much, so it can't be race. But see, for the 4 or 5 million black people who will be showcased, there will be hundreds of millions worldwide who won't have a biscuit. That's the way the business operates in the future and will be. That's the way it seems to be going, according to what? The evidence, according to the logic. The other is racial population tailoring. That's number 2, meaning they're going to be killing huge numbers, either directly or indirectly, of non-white people. When I say black people, I mean, you know, non-white. Anybody who's in the non-white category, and doing this on an ongoing basis. Not to try to kill them all, because when you're in the business of racism, you don't kill off the thing that you need in order to keep racism going. Your ego trip, which is what it's really all about. But you do tailor the population so you can keep them controlled. So you'll kill off a few million in the Congo, then few years up the road, you'll kill off a few million in Nigeria, and a few years up the road, you'll kill off a few in Mexico, and on and on and on. And you will highly select the places where you do this. You'll have it all computerized, where you kill off huge numbers, or you have them, even better still, kill off each other, like you do in most of the cities in the northwestern part of the world, called the northwestern hemisphere. Having black people gun down each other, you know, non-white people, the brown people gunning down each other, gangs and all that other foolishness. See? And you kill them off, you know, and you just keep this going, and you egg it on, and you put things in place that will see to it that it just keeps going that way. It never stops, because that's the mentality of the people. And this is racial population tailoring. In other places where the people are reasonably sane, they don't have a tendency to kill off each other, then you do things like dry up the water, or poison the rivers, dump toxic waste. There's all kinds of ways to do that racial population tailoring. All right, then the other, number 3, is racial dislocation. Keep them moving. People who are forever on the move through eminent domain, urbanization, urban renewal, gentrification, or, here again, drying up the river. You build a dam 800 miles up, and the river seals off the water behind the dam. I mean, the dam is sealed off, the river is sealed off behind the dam. So that means that all the people down in the valley there, they don't get any water. They need water. They depend on the fishing industry. So now they have to come and work for you, because there's no more water there, no more fish. And you give them minimum wage and a promise for the future as long as they look up to you. So they'll know they're completely dependent. But keep them moving. If a black person in the northwestern hemisphere starts getting that 2nd generation house, then you come through and say you got to build a highway. That's the technique. the things that you asked about how the white supremacists operate. These are the ways that they operate. The white sacrificing is the fourth. And this is, here again, all four of these things are for maximum sophisticated confusion among the victims. So you're not confused. You're keeping your victims confused. So you have white sacrifices, meaning it's kind of parallel to the racial showcasing. But these people in this case are white. Like in any army, or any military operation, you know you're going to have some losses. So some white people are written off under the system of white supremacy. And a lot of white people are aware of this. They don't like it, but they're told that this is the cost of doing business. Just like a person who goes into the army and knows full well you might get killed, but it goes with the territory of trying to defend your bigger operation. So white sacrifices mean you'll have more and more white people on park benches, more and more white people begging on streets. They will be greatly visible. But what you won't pay attention to, because black people never pay much attention to what white people are doing, we just watch each other. See, they know that. You'll be passing millions of white people who are doing well on any city street. And for the handful of white people who have fallen through the cracks, you might say, sitting in front of the subways or begging in front of these delicatessen, for the handful that you see doing that, up under the bridge and all like that, it will give the illusion that it's not about race, that white supremacy is officially out of business. So there will be more of these white sacrifices, and they will be greatly visible. But compared to the number of white people who will be prospering, it will be very negligible worldwide. Now those are the four maximum sophisticated confusion elements.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah. So make sure y'all go over to Hip Hop Cartoons and drop a like on that video. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should subscribe to that channel too, because he puts out new content, and the new content is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go over there and check that out.
Absolutely. I'm not going to disagree with that. You know, the fact of the matter is you can see all of those things actually happening right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's why I've been playing that video for so long, because for like the last 4 or 5 years I've been playing that video. I've been playing it because I'm telling people, I'm like, look, can't you see what's going on? Can't you see what's going on? This is logic right here. This is not, some conspiracy theory. This is logic, and this is exactly what you see going on. And I believe it was the brother Bad Seed that brought it up, or it was Jemo or DJ Mo that had actually pointed it out, that they are poisoning Flint. And if you actually pay attention, they're poisoning more than just Flint. Alabama, California, Flint, Michigan, lots of different places are actually being poisoned. They have different poisons in them. They got the fluoride in there because that's a poison, whether you realize it or not. Go look it up. It's a poison. Fluoride is a poison. They put that shit in all the water that we drink. You know what I mean? And, you know, this is how they make sure they're killing folks off. They put us in a small area, contained, not able to make any kind of economic growth. So we kill off each other. You know what I mean? We don't gain no education. That gives us more reason to have criminality as a behavior trait, right? You know what I mean? And so you see all this stuff. You see all these black rappers and singers and shit on TV. They got the mansions and shit. And you hear all these excuses from white folks. White folks is always telling you, look at Oprah. She's one of the richest women in the world. What is Oprah spending her money on? She ain't spending her money on people in Chicago who got her rich. She's spending her money on a whole bunch of people in Africa, right? She's not doing that for here. Okay. So again, Kanye West. Kanye West is trying to get all the money he can, but he's not doing that for people here. You feel me? So they're showing you all these dudes on Instagram all day. You have them money bundles that motherfuckers is acting like, oh, this is a cell phone. So they're putting this, this in your face. Meanwhile, they're poisoning. They're keeping us locked up in certain situations so we kill each other and so the poisons kill us. Then they go off and they, you know, give you the white sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is all a game to them. This is a business.
Yep. It's a business. That's facts. That's facts, bro. So what you getting into later on, bro? You gonna be around tonight, or you got some shit to do?
I'm gonna be working tonight, big bro.
You gonna
I'm
be working
working
tonight.
tonight, yeah.
All
And
right,
this whole
yeah.
weekend I'm working, man.
All right, well, shit, you already know what it is, bro. We get it in. I'm about
Early in the
to
morning. You
yeah,
already
early in
know.
the morning. Y'all know what
Early in
time,
the
you know what I'm
morning.
saying? Y'all know what time. Be there in the morning because we'll be there.
All right, that's real shit. You already know what it is. Stay real, stay black, stay doing your thing.
For sure, for sure. You already know, bro. Appreciate it. And y'all make sure if y'all haven't hit that link for Reality Check Virtual Radio, go over there and hit the link for that. All right. And also, I will see y'all in about 10 minutes on the other channel. All right. All right, bro. I will get at you, man. Peace.
Peace.